So I don't have a Cricut, and I have no idea what you do with these, but they have now started carrying the vinyl paper, glitter papers, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so I would definitely use this in Steampunk. They have the keys as well. I think I'm going to grab those and I'll use them. And look, up here they've got the Steampunk, help me, hot air balloons. Thank you. I'm going to get 2 of those because they may not carry it forever and get insecure. These are pretty. You could keep it intact, or you could just use these separately. I have a lot of stuff like that, so I don't need it. I'll come back later.
Small box.
Thinking about it.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just kidding. So here's something new, and I dug it from on top of the shelf here. This is very, very cool textured spools of, they're not ribbon. What are they calling them? Okay, mesh ribbon. So, never seen this before. Got it in brown, green. So I'm gonna buy one of each of these just because I've not seen it before, and it's cool for texture. So I'm gonna grab.
Are you gonna do a steampunk?
I'm thinking so.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I love anything
I
steampunk.
think I'm gonna do a steampunk. These are my Dollar Tree finds that I'm going to make some tags that I'll use in pictures. Pages. Love these little frames. Cute. And I haven't done anything steampunk for a long time, so for sure I'm going to do some steampunk tag along Tuesdays, I think. Beautiful flowers. I use these a lot of times. I use them little tiny accents. I love little tiles, and I think these are all clear, so I think you'll be able to see underneath them. Got my pearls, little steampunk hot air ships, some accent colors, really pretty. Found this in the makeup aisle, but I'm thinking this is going to be very cool because I'm going to use it as a stamp for texture because it's real soft and spongy. I think it's silicone. And I picked up the very cool, I don't know, mesh ribbon, but steampunky. A dog ear.
What's that for?
From a dog to chew on. Found some wood cutouts that say magic, and I do a lot of junk journaling for Book of Shadows and things like that. So these are also going to go in my steampunk collection. Kind of leaning toward just doing a steampunk junk journal. I haven't done one for a long time. I bought that mesh in every color that they had, which I think was four colors. Got that yellow twine, which it's a little bright for me, so I'll probably add some alcohol inks to it, or some oxide ink would even be cooler. And I thought these napkins were really pretty. So that'll make a really pretty base for a page. And then I think what I'll do is probably do this over a dictionary page and trim it as close as I can. That will be very nice. So those are my projects. Oh, and I got some ribbon for the tags. So I'm going to do some tags. And I thought it would be fun to work with my Dollar Tree haul that I got the other day. I picked up actually 2 different types of hauls. I picked up a bunch of stuff that I thought would be really cool to do a steampunk tag. So we'll do that for our Tuesday tag. And then I also picked up, where's my bag? And I showed this in the car, but I picked up a bunch of other stuff that I thought would be fantastic to do shabby chic tag as well. So we will get into that later. Forgot my pretty ribbon. Okay, so I want to play around with some these are what I'm going to use to decorate the tags, but I also want to play around with some alcohol inks and blending gel. I also have my Memento inks as well, and I'm going to use some Distress Oxide. So those are non-Dollar Tree items, you know, obviously. So let's get started. Let's make some pretty steampunk tags. And because of the nature of how long it takes to do a steampunk tag, it takes quite a long time. I think I'm going to work just on one today instead of 2, 3, 4. I also have 1 or 2 sets of Tim Holtz stamps, and I'm going to keep that on standby because I may use that as well for some lettering. Okay, let's move all the goodies out of the way. Put that to the side, kind of keeping it fresh in the mind so that we know what we're going to do. I have a piece of wallpaper that has this nice letters. It's, I don't know, like a French font, and already has some cool markings on it. And this is a cardstock out of a standard cardstock pack that I'm going to use to back this with. Because when you work with wallpaper, it does not give you a great, it's kind of flimsy. Okay, what did I do with my, I thought I would be organized. I dug everything out. Okay, so I have my, I think this is also Tim Holtz 3D embossing folder. So I'm going to run this through. Also not from the dollar store, but I do love a bargain, and I'm always buying things if they're super cheap and on sale. That's kind of my motto. Okay, I've lost my scissors, so let's just do this. I'm going to cut this down. I'm cutting off the top because I want some of the letters to show. I don't know if it's going to show or not, but I want it down far enough to be able to do that. So I'm going to chop this down so it kind of fits in there. So I don't know technically if this is going to be a tag or more of a no, I can't think of the other word. Oh my gosh, my brain is fried today. Okay, I think I'm going to need something a little bit heavier than this to go through here, but this is a really super thick embossing folder, so I'm going to run it through with just one of these plates. I think that should be enough. Okay, get in there, little guy. I'm running it through twice just because I want to make sure that it's really marked. Feels pretty good. If I show the bottom side, I think you can see better because all of the markings on the paper already kind of hide all of that, disguise it. Okay, so let's set that over there. But we're going to make it pop out here in a minute. Now with wallpaper, this is a vinyl topped wallpaper. So it's not papery. The bottom is papery. So it has a little bit of a sheen to it. So what I want to do is I want to kind of get a copper, kind of a patina look to it. So I'm going to start off with orange, just popping it on there. And this orange is an alcohol pearl. So it has the pearl essence in it. Spreads nice, and it is called Splendor. And I'm going to drop in some other colors rather quickly, so I want them to start merging and coming together. This one is Latte, This one is butterscotch. Still keeping with those coppery colors. And what do we got here? Ginger. We'll try the ginger. Just pulling them out of the back, I'm all marked up. So if you're wondering what is going on, it's because anytime I move my bottles, I like get ink all over me. Okay, so I got some blending gel. I'm just going to streak that a little bit. Okay, then tilt it, move it around a little bit. I'm going to do something, I don't know if they recommend this or not, but I'm very obsessed with the oxide sprays. So I'm going to put a little oxide on this as well, because I want that dryness. I want it to change colors. I know that they're not interchangeable. I believe these are water. Yep, water reactive dye. But I want that murky color change. So that's what I'm going to do there. And then I'm going to come back in with my orange, because I do want the orange in it. And I'm going to let that sit for a second. Okay, and those colors are just kind of merging and coming together, and then you've got the oxide that's already changing color. We're just experimenting here. I don't know. Why not? I like that. I like all the... There's like a green vein kind of running through it. Actually, I love the napkin. I'm going to also save that because that's pretty cool. I'm going to come back in here and hit a little bit more of the orange. And I think I need a dark espresso. Let's see. Yeah, I think I like a little bit of the dark running through it. Okay, I'm going to give that a second. Then what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and dry it a little. It's alcohol inks. It dries very quickly. It's also got the oxidizing ink in there as well, so it should dry very quickly. All right. So I still have some little wet puddles, and that is probably more from the oxide spray than it is from the actual alcohol inks, because I'm sure they're pretty dry by now. So I'm going to tap those just a little bit. I want to hold it close. I'm hoping that everybody can see this. These colors are simply amazing. It just looks like old copper plate. Okay, I think it's just shine. I keep trying to wipe that, but it's not a puddle. It seems to be a shine. So then we have the raised markings on this, and I want to make that a little bit more pronounced. So I think what I'm going to do is take my dark, what is this? Rich cocoa. And yeah, I think it's dry enough. I want to run this very, very lightly, barely touching it. So I really want to bring out the relief. I want to be able to see those gears. Okay, that helped a little bit. I also am going to bring in some black. we're going for straight grunge here. I'm going to move that with my fingers because I don't want it to have any lines in it. So I'm just dirtying up the page. Oops, come back here. And that is where we're at. Really pretty. I'm hoping that it shows up as well as it does when you're looking straight at it. Okay, so we're dry enough, I think, to go ahead and trim. I want to trim this down a little bit. Basically, I just wanted my edges to be square. I have some metallic, folk art metallic royal gold. So I think what I'm going to do is just a little spot right here. Don't need a lot. And just finger smudge it. I just want to highlight some of the spots on this little card. Just for a little bit more metallic look to it. Okay. And I think we're good to start making the tag itself, because I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, very flimsy, very soft. So it definitely will have to have a background. Something like this. Not that too short, but something like it. And I am 100% going to use some of my nifty little things that I got from the dollar store. This is kind of new. They haven't really had much in the way of steampunk before, so I was tickled when I saw it arriving. Got my stamp. Okay, so yeah, I think it's dry enough. We're gonna get busy. So I love, 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 love this ribbon. It's really neat. So I'm definitely going to use that. Thinking though that it's a little too light. It doesn't really show too well. So I'm going to see if we can maybe put some dark in it. So I'm just rubbing my memento over it. A little closer so we don't have to work with the whole spool. But this is really, really neat. And I think it's new. I haven't seen it before, and I'm always in there looking for stuff, so I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, I think we're going to need some oxide dyed fabric. Let's see what we got here. I got a little piece. I'm going to snip that. I don't know. I'm kind of just going with it here. I don't know really what I'm going to do yet, 100%. But yeah, I'm thinking something like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, I like that. I also have these oxide dyed little scraps of index cards, and I'm thinking we need something to put a cool little saying on. So let me see here. Joann Fabrics had the Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous Mixed Media Stamp Stencil Set. So he had these on. They had these on sale a couple of weeks ago, and I picked up a couple of them because it's hard to find really nice stamps, and it's hard to find them at a very affordable amount. So I think what I'm going to do, I do love this stamp. It's very cool. It's a stitch, But I think I'm going to actually stitch this to the underside, so I don't know that I need that. I do like that stamp right there. You know what I actually like? Let me see if I can get it out. This one that talks about being a rubber, it's a trunk company, traveling bags and trunks. That's adorable. So let's see here. Yep, got enough room on here. I'm terrible at stamping, so I really got to think about it. I got to put all the concentration in it when I'm stamping things. Oh, I do like that. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I'm going to trim that down, and I'm hoping that I have enough room to round the corners. It's a very small piece of paper to start with, so let's see if I can round those corners. Yep. So our Joann's Fabrics, I think it's just Joann Fabrics, maybe it's just Joann's, I'm not sure, is being completely remodeled, top to bottom, huge remodel. And it's really turning out nice, by the way. So before they did the big remodel, they had a huge blowout sale. All kinds of stuff. So I don't know about where you live, what area you're in, but keep an eye out on your Joann's, see if they have a sale. Because I want to say I got the stamp set. Oh, it was like $7.50, I think, and then I ended up having a coupon, like 20% off, that I could use on clearance, which is very rare. Oh, I think that's cute. Kind of liking it. Also kind of wondering if I want that to hang above and below. I might do that. I don't normally do it. I think I'm going to do it this time. Okay, so I got my Elmer's glue lid on my fabric tack, which I think I'm getting used to it. I think I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and glob up some glue here. That's pretty good. I have the scissor skills of a 5-year-old. It's quite pathetic. Okay. I don't like that shiny glue there. I'm going to try to roll it away a little bit. Much better. And I'm wondering how far in can I go with this little guy here. It's pretty good. Pop a hole there. Okay, so I need some dark ones. I don't need these light silver silver and gold. But if I will tell you, if you have them and you're not thrilled with them, the colors, you can alcohol ink them and they turn out beautifully, because I've had to do that. I've had very light ones like these shiny silver gold, and I have alcohol inked them and they've turned out really nice. Okay, let's get rid of these. Pop that one in there. If you're going to work with the alcohol inks, you got to be very okay with your hands getting very messy. They get very messy in a very short amount of time. Oh, come back. So little. Okay. For a minute there, I wasn't sure if that was going to reach all the way in there. Okay, so we got those. So I have these chain pieces that I bought, and I'm thinking that would be kind of cool to run from here to here. Maybe over to there, something like that. Kind of cool. But I got to figure out how I want to attach them. So I do have this. I love these little guys, but I don't think that's big enough. I think I went too low for that. Along with my Dollar Tree theme here, I picked this strand up at Hobby Lobby. I believe it was Hobby Lobby for like $1.50. So I'm always looking for little sales. There we go. Okay. Got a nice little assortment of stuff here. I do like this funky little bead. It's not going to be able to go into a real skinny journal, but that's okay. And it's okay to have a super fancy card here and there. I have no problem with that. Okay, so what I want to do is make a little hook here. Get my little pliers out. These are not the correct pliers to use, but I'm going to try. Let's see if I can spin a little hook on here. Normally these are, you would use little round pliers that spin really nicely and give you a perfect little circle. But I'm okay. We're winging it. Winging it today. Okay, so what I want to do is bend this over backwards. I want to feed it through this hole. Like so. Let's pinch it with some pliers. I'm going to hold it there. And then we're going to gob some glue on it, I think. And that should hold up pretty nice. Okay. Yep, I will do that a little closer to the end here. So, now that I've already gone to the trouble of getting this put in there, I think I want to put a little sparkly, dangly bit here too. This little guy right here. I think it's called a spacer, but it's awful pretty. Do I need anything else? I don't think so. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. I'm loosening this up a little bit because I think I had it too tight. So I really want it to be nice and droopy. I know everybody's thinking, what about the Dollar Tree stuff? Well, you're going to see about the Dollar Tree stuff. We're going to pop some stuff on here. Okay, so far we've got a little bit of chain. We've got this. This is kind of cool. Loving it. And I'm going to pinch this with my pliers. Got these monster pliers here. And then I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on that. Normally when I do anything with any sort of jewelry or anything like that, I use E6000. But I'm fairly certain that this will be pretty good, because I'm putting a blob on it. And I will probably put a piece of tape over it as well, just to hold it into position. So, that's where we're at. Okay. Now when I flipped it over, I realized that I've got a white edge, which I hate a white edge, so that can't be allowed to be like that. Also where I am going to place the card on this side so that I have the nice design on the actual side that you're going to flip over. I also want these bright edges to be dark, because eventually I'm going to sew the cards together. So none of this will show, but the outside edge will. It's going to go on top of that, like that, to be framed out a little bit, but also it will be thicker and heavier. Is anybody going to write on the back of this? Probably not, because we got a lot going on here, but it's a perfect spot to put tickets from your favorite movie, a date night, a picture of your loved one or your sweetheart or something along that line. You may not use it as a journaling card, but you will definitely find a use for that. So I'm going to set that right there because we don't need it right this second. Okay, so let's play with the Dollar Tree stuff. These are laser cut, I assume wood, little wooden cutouts. Super cute. Put that stuff there. We got that. I do love the hot air balloons. So we got those. We got some cool keys. These are also laser cut. Challenging to open. This is a really nice heavy cardstock, so it's going to go in the save it pile. It also has a really nice finish on it. It's shiny, as you can see, so it's going to be nice to probably work with ink dyes. Well, it has a big glue gob. Alright, so what do we got here? What do we want to work with? I am dying to work with these little, I love these, the hot air ships. But also I'm thinking we can do a key. We can also do one of those. Too much to choose from. Okay, because I'm going to sew around this edge, I am going to take these back off because I wanted to make sure they were going to be okay. And I think they're going to be perfect. I can take that off. I can stitch around the outside, pop it back in, pop the other side off. But in the meantime, I do want to work with these. So I like that. I like the hot air balloons. So I think I'm going to do a great big one. Pretty sticky. I think I'm going to do a great big one up here. And then maybe a little one down below. Is that what I want? I think so. Got different sizes here. Love those. Love them. I want to make sure my little thing is sticking here. It's sticking pretty good. Now the question is key or clock? Well, that key gets... Well, I kind of like the clock and I like it offset a little bit. I'm wondering if it would look bad if I ink it. I think I'm going to ink the opposite side just to kind of see if I like it. I don't know. Yeah, I like it darker actually, so I think I'm going to go with that. And I'm not going to do all of it either, just a little bit. Put that over there. Oh, I like that. These little cutouts are kind of nice. How cool is that? The cutout is just fantastic. As you can imagine, I had to get a little creative with my sewing because I have all these little doodads all around here, so I had to make sure. And what happened is I probably should have put that on last, but I'm actually okay with that because I think what I'm going to do is it creates a nice flat surface, and I think I'm going to take one of the Tim Holtz stamps and I'm going to go ahead and stamp on it. And what I'm referring to is that little break in the stitching. Now I could have taken a pin, I could have further, you know, fake stitched it. That would have been fine too. But I think I'm going to just do this little stamp. Very cute. Perfect. Clean my stamp a little bit. And pop it back in there. A lot of people hate sewing, and they do the little stitches with a really fine point pen, and that doesn't bother me. I like it too. Sometimes I do it as well. Sometimes I want double stitching and there is nowhere to stitch, so I go through and I put that on as well. So anyway, I think that I'm going to call this little Tag Along Tuesday done, because, oh, no it isn't. Oh my goodness, I forgot my gunmetal scribbles. Good thing I looked up when I said that. I gotta put some of these little scribble dots on here. Oh my goodness. Would have had to reshoot the whole video. I'm kidding, because I wouldn't. I love these little dots. All I'm doing is going over the dots that already exist, just making them puffier, and doing it with a gunmetal. And what do we got over here? I gotta move it a little bit so I can see better. I think I'm gonna put one on each one of these spokes on this gear. Now, of course, I'm going to set this down, and I'm not going to bump it. And I say that because many times I have bumped them, and I'm like, no, gotta start all over. Okay, at least I got a couple on there. These seem to be holding really nicely. Ignore my disgusting inky hands. And that is our Tuesday Tag Along Tuesday tag. I think it's really cute, and I think that you can come up with myriad uses for this. And just making sure that that's on there real good. It is. It's not moving. Got a little bit of a dangle to it. Got my little ink, my thread cluster that I've sewn onto the page, and a stamp. Like I said, you could probably write on that if you were pretty careful about how you held it. Oh, look at that. See, I touched my little dots. That's why I have to put it down. There. I'm done. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy this nice weather that is finally upon us, and be kind to one another. Thanks.
3, 2,
Oh, goodness.
1.
Oh, goodness. Even worse. That's probably going to go in the blooper reel.